muted this whole time. So, so that didn't work. Yeah, so basically, yeah, long story short, I got dice. Like, skip ahead. Like, if you're watching this later in the world, skip ahead quite a bit. Yeah, shit. That's what happens when, like, there's nobody watching you at the moment. Is nobody can hear you scream. So, I mean, I suppose we could just start the stream again, but I'm not going to bother doing that. I mean, who's really going to watch this thing? I'll put a note in there to skip ahead to, like, 18 minutes in. Put some show notes. Skip ahead 18 minutes so that you can hear me talking instead of just... So what I was saying is that I ordered the Beetle and Grimm's impulse buy. Yeah, if I edit this later, I'll just cut out this whole mess. Yeah, impulse bought Beetle and Grimm's Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I got that cool Mondolorian canvas artwork thing from my son-in-law for Father's Day, so that was dope. And this dope-ass 5-minute timer for when my players are making me crazy. I can give them 5 minutes to settle down before I kill them. So that's something. And these awesome dice from Weapon Dice, or that's what they're called. They're either from Weapon Dice or they're called Weapon Dice, and they sound like little bells because they're hollow and made of metal, and they are lovely dice from my niece and nephew. The hourglass was from my brother, and these are the people I play D&D with on Sundays. And then I said something about the dice that are made officially for Wizards of the Coast by, I believe it's Gale Force 9 making these dice. I could be 100% wrong. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's somebody else who's terrible at making dice. But the D10s don't have the 10s. It's just a... that's a D6. There's another D10. It's just the 1 through 0 on both dice, making it a little more difficult. I like the percentile dice with the 10s, because the 10s are, you need the 10s. And as I mentioned before, when I had no audio and you couldn't hear me, I remember back in the day when we used to color our dice in with crayons. We used to, you'd have a different color representing, this is my 10s die, this is my 1s die, and then you would roll your percentile dice. But yeah, so that's the story. And like I said, when I edit this later, the explanation of all of these things in the beginning will be a little shorter because I was muted. See now, if what's up, Bacon? If he was here 20 minutes ago, he could have told me that I was muted. I'll edit it out, and I'll put a note in before I do that saying, like, skip ahead if you want to hear me. So let's get to the great unboxing of the Beetle and Grimm's Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. So again, don't remember buying it. I didn't remember buying it until it showed up at my door yesterday, and I was like, oh shit, that's right, I bought that. What's this box? Beetle and oh shit, that's right, I bought Beetle and Grimm's Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. It was an impulse buy, and here is my box. So pleasant surprise. I was thinking about doing this last night, unboxing it. I had talked to Bacon about it, but then I fell asleep, man. I've been working crazy hours. I'll get into that later when I talk about other things I'm doing. So let's look at the box, man. This is like a heavy ass box. So automatically, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth. In case anyone wanted to stalk me, I've already marked out my address while I show the box off. It says folk. There's a sticker that says folk here. I'm folk. That's good. And it says caution, packed by goblins. So, you know, it's cute. They have a sense of humor at Beetle and Grimm's, as, you know, I mean, I would have expected them to. Oh, here we go. I got my cutter. We're going to cut this tape. And we're going to crack this bad boy open and see what the hell is inside, because I have not... So, for those of you who don't know, Beetle and Grimm's, it's probably beetleandgrimms.com. It's Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo movies. Oh, shit, I can't remember his name because I called him Shaggy. I had it in my head a second ago. Matt something. Hopefully he won't be watching this and say, man, you didn't even remember my name. But, yeah. So they make these premium Dungeons & Dragons editions of the adventure books and things that have come out. This is the first one they've done, I think, of a setting. I could be wrong. Rather than an adventure. So that's pretty cool. The legendary, I mean, like, if it wasn't so expensive, I would have gotten the legendary Curse of Strahd, because that thing... Matthew Lillard, thank you, Bacon. Matthew Lillard. I knew it was Matt something, man, but I called him Shaggy, and then I ruined it. I just ruined it right there. Couldn't remember his name. All right. So, the box is open. First thing we've got is a t-shirt, which I ordered, like, I mean, like, you know, that was a separate thing. You know, it's like I could add the t-shirt. I don't think the t-shirt came with it. I could be wrong. Like I said, I barely remember doing this. But this is the, I think there were a couple. No, maybe it did come with it. I don't know. So here's the t-shirt. Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I can wear this at some point when I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt now. On the back, it goes ahead and it advertises my my love for Dungeons and Dragons. It says Dungeons and Dragons Beetle and Grimm's Shadow Silver Edition, which is the edition of the Ravenloft. So I will put this here and I will wear it later. So that's awesome. And then we have some bubble wrap. And there we go. Because, you know, you gotta. Yep. Bubble wrap, baby. So, bubble wrap. Oh, man. Big, heavy box inside this other box. Let's discard this box. Put it on top of my giant Ant-Man. All right. Here's the box. This big-ass, heavy box. Beetle and Grimm's Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. It's a nice box. I mean, but come on, it's a box. This is the shadowy silver edition of Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. There's like a goat man on the cover of the box, in case I needed goat man. And there's this this raven feather. I mean, I think it's just something to protect the top of the thing. Maybe it's something cooler. I don't know. But man, who doesn't like a good raven feather, right? So now with the Beetle and Grimm stuff, it's like they take these, they take the adventures, they break things down into smaller, like small booklets of, like, you know, each part of the adventure. Makes it a little easier for DMs to run. There are cards. They have trinkets. They like little things to help your player's immersion. And this is the little Dear Purchaser, welcome back thing, and talking about their thing. And it tells us what's in the box. Yeah, it is. It says right here, this is their first ever silver edition for a setting book. So, there are box variants. Oh, that's the boxes, right. There were different boxes I could choose from. This is the one I apparently chose. I don't know why. It's the one I chose. This is the box I chose. So there were different boxes for this. Artifacts. So we'll get into that. There are bonus encounters, battle maps, maps. Because if you've gotten the Von Richten's guide, you know it's got all of the domains of dread, or a bunch of them, a bunch of domains of dread. Not all of them, because like you know they have to give you rules for you know guidelines for making your own domains of dread. There are encounter cards. Exploded book. Again, they break the source book up to make it easier to play with. And then there are some in-world handouts. And artwork pulled from the book. We've pulled artwork from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. See, I kept spelling it Von in the thing. I keep saying Von. It's Van. I mean, I suppose you pronounce it Von, but like I spelled it wrong. I'm an idiot. But yeah, artwork pulled from the book, bonus art, and some pre-generated characters. So there's some more bubble wrap. We love it. Everyone loves the bubble wrap. And let's see what we got here. Okay, on top. This is, let's try to take this out carefully. This is some of the cool stuff that makes it a Beetle and Grimm's, that makes it like worth you know, makes it something worth spending a lot of money on. The silver edition, I mean, it wasn't too much. I don't really remember how much it was. It was not $400, which is what the legendary Curse of Strahd runs. And again, I mean, you don't need this to play D&D whatsoever. It's like, you know, it's definitely, you know, this stuff is cool, but, so there is this ring, this metal ring with a little skull on it. So that's cool. Let me see that, oh, I put it here, this descriptive thing. Let's talk if it's, so this is the Ring of Assorted, found in the House of Lament Adventure. This piece was written to be an amulet, but we got permission to make it ring. Why? Because we thought a ring would be radical, and you're already getting an amulet in this box. So let's go on to the amulet, because there's an amulet in this box. Let's put this ring back in its little thing here. Although there's like a little, looks like a little jewelry bag kind of thing maybe. Oh no, it feels like there's something heavy in here. Something heavy in here. Oh, that's the shed. We'll get to that. An amulet of the Raven. Oh, this thing looks really dope right here. This amulet of the Raven. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Amulet of the Raven. And you can use this original piece designed by Beetle and Grimm's and Han Cholo as a potential mist talisman. Imbue it with magic. Have the Raven Queen bequeath it to a character, or just let your players look cool wearing it. They don't really care how you use it, just use it. So yeah, so it's nice. It's pretty heavy. Amulet of the Raven. It's kind of like hollow on the inside around the Raven's head there, and it is pretty dope. And we'll put this back in. We'll let you see it again one time. And we'll turn it around so you can see the back. And we'll put it back in its little baggie here. Put it back in its little baggie. Very nice. And then the planchette. So, as it says, an original planchette for use of the House of Lament Spirit board that we printed at 24 by 30. So I guess we'll get to that. Big and handsome and ever so spooky. So, yeah, it's basically like the planchette for the spirit board. It's like basically for the Ouija board. This is the thing that would move on its own. The spirits move it. Or, you know, your big sister or brother move it. And this is also a nice, pretty, heavy piece of metal with a little lens in the middle. for going over the, so you can, see the letter it's over. Very big, very nice. It looks awesome. And yeah, I already feel okay about like spending way too much money on this. I feel okay about it. It's not even like an adventure setting. It's like it's a setting. It's not an adventure, and I already feel okay about this, even if I never use any of this stuff like at a table. That which would be a waste, right? I really should try to use this stuff at a table when I start playing D&D with people again. So that is awesome. We're going to put that back in the tissue paper it came in, put it back in its little bag for now. We'll set this over here. And then we've got the rest of the stuff that was in here, these cards. So these are artwork cards. It looks like definitely on top. Oh, that's what they all are. Yeah, so there's this dude with a gun. He's a gothic hero. Location, chapter 1, book 1, page 14. Damphir Sarah Sunstar versus Vampire Jander Sunstar by Andrew Marr. Location, book 1, page 17. So it's even telling you where they've gotten the artwork from and what it represents. Here's, I like this one here. Reborn emerges from apparatus of Mordant. And on the other side, we've got a Damphir rogue. So, and then there's a bunch of others. Any one of them, if one of them really kind of pops out at me and I want to show it to you immediately, like that's pretty cool. Some ladies doing some stuff right there, some bad stuff or good stuff. Who knows? It's a Hex Blood Coven. So. Lady being harassed by spirits. That looks pretty cool from the book. Knight of the Circle, book 1, chapter page 33. So yeah, there's some really good stuff. Yeah, probably not doing great stuff. You're right there, Bacon. That's that lady on that boat. I don't remember her name. But I can tell you, it just says Bayou Zombie Boat, but it's I kind of want to say like in the book, like it said who she was, or maybe I made that assumption based on the Domain of Dread's description at the time. More pictures of ghosts bothering people. Oh, here's a nice creepy one. Ivan Delisnia in the Clockwork Dram. And we got the Beyond the Carnival's Midway for that Traveling Carnival Dread Domain. So yeah, this artwork is really, really cool. And there's a lot of it. Like if I wanted to go on for a long, long time, I suppose I could show you each one of these, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that at the moment and go through each and every one. I will look at them briefly, and I'll study them. Like Brain in a Jar with a little, you can walk around and stuff. Everybody loves Brain in a Jar. Everyone loves Brain in a Jar. That's nice and spooky as well. Because, Ravenloft, it's the spooky. It's all about the spooky. Everybody loves being the spooky. That's the one of the domains they don't really get into in great detail, but it's like basically a ghost train. Love to run a ghost train. One shot or a campaign or the Bagman. So this is one of my favorite things about the Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft is the Bagman. Because the legend of the Bagman is that he is a adventurer, and when his party was getting slaughtered, he was just like, oh shit, I'm going to hide in a bag of holding because I don't want to die. And so he got lost in the extra-dimensional space of the bag of holding, and he's trying to find his way home, and he's slowly, like, you know, the strange forces of the place have turned him into this monster called the Bagman, and he is he will crawl out of your bag of holding when you're not paying attention, and he will take your ass into the bag of holding. They say he often leaves like a little trinket of something, like, you know, from somebody else's bag of holding, because he's just wandering these extra dimensional spaces, looking for a way home. He's the horror version of Sam Beckett. That's a showing my age. That's a Quantum Leap joke. Sam Beckett. Remember his name, but not Matthew Lillard's. He was quantum leaping, always trying to find his way home. And yeah, so artwork is fantastic. Some dope ass artwork in here. Put this here. But the Bagman, yeah, I like the Bagman. These are encounter cards. Let's unwrap the encounter cards. Get them out of the plastic. There's this creepy girl right here, right on top. Bright Eyes. She is a vampire spawn. And so I guess this is they do this so that, like, if I have a DM screen, I can just, here's my DM screen, I can put this over here and be like, oh yeah, look at the creepy girl. And I know that she is a vampire spawn. And I've got her stat block right here. So when I'm trying to run an encounter with Bright Eyes versus the people, they can look at her face and I can look at her stats, and I can say, oh man, she's going to bite you. She's got +6 to hit. And she does damage, and she can spider climb, and she's got her weaknesses, and all these other, you know, typical D&D stuff. Lucindy appears in the Lucas's Bite bonus encounter. So this is someone from a bonus encounter. Lucindy. It's a singing competition in which she is disguised as a bugbear named Grunhilda. Lucindy is a mage. So, I mean, oh, that's a spoiler. Shit, sorry. That was a spoiler. Alright, my bad. No more spoilers. Were-Ravens. Were-Ravens are awesome. I'm currently playing in a... speak of the devil. Currently playing in a Curse of Strahd campaign on Saturdays. It's not happening today. I'm very sad about it. Some scheduling conflicts. I don't stream that one. But my monk, Crichton, is a werewolf. So we're using some homebrew werewolf class rules. So it's like I'm kind of like dual class, not multi-class, kind of like a dual class. Every so often my werewolf part goes up a level, and that does things like it'll give me greater control over whether or not I try to bite a friend or not, or things like that. Yeah, because we didn't want to get rid of my character after he became a werewolf. Getting a cure, and I totally agree with my DM here. It's like getting a cure for lycanthropy in Curse of Strahd shouldn't necessarily be like a very easy thing to do. It shouldn't be as simple as just like saying like, oh, will someone remove a curse on me, please? It's I mean, this is a horror game. Like, yeah, it's dread. You're supposed to. You know, as long as you're still having fun, you're also supposed to be, like, feeling dread and, you know, and terror. And so, I mean, that's basically what my character Crichton, he's got, you know, that's what he's got going on. It's like he doesn't want to bite his friends, but he has. Luckily, she made her saving throw. But yeah, when I take damage, I could possibly transform into a werewolf. When I go through some extreme emotional duress, like if I see one of my friends like drop to zero, I might get so upset that I turn into a werewolf. This is one of those Grimishkas, little magical cat things. They're magically unstable. So that's one of the monsters in the Von Richten's guide. An air elemental. I mean, that's, air elementals are cool. Purple worm. Awesome. Ooh, the Almost Inquisitors. They got the Almost Inquisitors here. Inquisitor of the Mindfire. Inquisitor of the Sword. Oh, this is a gallows dude. Gallows speaker. I like those. Oh, and this is one. Okay. Yeah, I skipped over the ghost really quick because I'm not going to go through every one of these individually. But this is a loup-garou, which is like basically it's a werewolf on steroids. Like, is the best way to describe what a loup-garou is. So it's another, didn't make the name up. They I forget what culture's version of a werewolf it is. I want to say France, but I don't know, man. I guess because it sounds French. Loup-garou. There's a mind flayer. One of the carionettes. Little creepy doll-like dudes. Monsters. But yeah, loup-garou. They're bad. They are bad. Much more dangerous than regular werewolves you run of the. They might even be more dangerous than vampires, to be honest. The boneless, I use these in a Antonine, my homebrew campaign, Shrouds of Antonine, a couple weeks ago. Used one of these guys. Well, a couple of these guys, the boneless. Yeah, so they're undead. Like, they're just the undead creature without the bones in them. And I did the cool thing of like having them wrapped around skeletons, and then they just kind of like split up and attack the party like that. So it's like the monster comes towards you, and then the skin slithers off and starts coming at you while the skeleton's attacking you. Man, that's not cool. And like and Antonine's not necessarily a horror thing. It's not a horror thing, but I mean, it suited the moment. Flesh Golem. Death's Heads, Nosferatus, like a loup-garou, only much less like a loup-garou, because they're not as good as regular vampires. But Nosferatu. I mean, there was a movie. There was a movie about the movie with Willem Dafoe as a Nosferatu. I haven't seen it. It's a good movie. Anyone seen it? Bacon, have you seen the movie? The Nosferatu movie? I forget what it was called, but Willem Dafoe as Nosferatu. There are a lot of encounter cards in here. This is fantastic. Did it say how many encounter cards there were? It probably does. Encounter cards. It says... encounter cards. 40 encounter cards. So, that's... Here's another one. Necrocore. Mummies. Starspawn Emissary. Poltergeists. All sorts of... We're going to skip the rest of them. Scarecrow. How about a little fire, Scarecrow? And here's the list of included encounter cards. Alright, so that's what we got so far. We've got these awesome encounter cards. We've got this awesome artwork. And here is some paper with a little piece of twine wrapped around it. So let's see what we got here. This is going to be... Oh, it's some sort of a deed of property. So if you want to give your players this deed of property, you can. Let it roll up. This is the deed to Halvrest Manor. It's the deed of property to Halvrest Manor. So we want to kind of get this, tighten it up a little bit so we can get it back in the... you haven't seen that? Yeah, it looked really good, and I like Willem Dafoe, and I mean, who doesn't like a Nosferatu? There's the... So, one of these days I will watch this movie. I can't remember what it's called. If I wasn't busy opening up this box, I would Google it. Okay, here's another little wrapped up piece of something. And it's a note. Shadow fingers. Shadowed fingers. Eyes like glass. Beware the below. And it's signed by Count Olaf. No. It looked like Olaf for a second, but it's a Dolan. Dolan's Gallery note. So, that's cool. So, let's get the little string back on this thing. This makes me want to play at a table again, so that I can whip these things out. Of course, it'd have to be with responsible adults who aren't going to fuck my shit up. Okay, we got our first little book here. Beadle and Grimm's presents Dread Tales from the Warehouse. And these are some encounters, 4 encounters designed for characters of 4th to 7th level. Each one takes place in a different Ravenloft domain. And again, I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm not going to really get into it. But so these are the, really quick, there's Bright Eyes again. So that's the adventure she's in. And, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty nice. The bonus points if you know what that's from. Okay. We got something else wrapped up in plastic here. Like Laura Palmer. See, now that's something else I would like to do, is maybe a Twin Peaks based kind of like Domain of Dread, because I do like the Twin Peaks, and that definitely could qualify as a Domain of Dread. Let's not lose things here. Okay, a little more plastic put to the side. I did see that Kingdoms in Warfare is out. Yes, I have yet to order it or pre-order it. I mean, I can get, you get the PDF like immediately, but of course I'd want to get the hardcover as well. I think we discussed that briefly about how I like getting the hardcover stuff. Mostly when I was talking about the Tales from the Loop, I got to get the hardcover Tales from the Loop core book, because I got it for Foundry, and I mean it's all there, everything's there, and that's great if I'm running a game, on Foundry. It's good to have all of that there, but I would really like to have the book, put it on my shelf back there with all my other books. You can't see my Strongholds book is up on one of the higher shelves with the bigger things and the books that aren't necessarily Wizards of the Coast. So we have some wine labels. So if I wanted to, I could actually apply these to a bottle of wine or something to have at my table when I'm playing the D&Ds. We have yeah, it says 2 wine labels, but I see 3. So I got an extra wine label. Oh, there's 2 different types of wine labels. Okay, gotcha. So this is the Purple Grape Mash number 3. It's a very popular vintage in the midst of Ravenloft. And this is, I can't even read this. But, you know, because it's got that cool Gothic script. But it's basically, it's some more wine labels. So 2 more wine labels here. And if you wanted to, you could affix them onto a bottle. So it's like if you have like if you have an awesome game room that you know you're never going to, you know, you're going to have it forever. You can put them on bottles if you wanted to. I mean, I won't be doing that because I'll have to move stuff around from time to time. And I'd rather just have them here. Here's a certificate of death for Lauren Halvrest. It's the guy who we have the deed. So if I wanted to be like, yep, here's the certificate of death, I could show that to my players and let them pass it around and look at it. Also his last will and testament. So and this is for one of the bonus adventures, I'm pretty sure. This is like all fucked up and feels old and stuff. It's all, I mean, like, you know, not like in a bad way, like in a good way. I mean, this piece of paper here, I mean, the paper feels, you know, it's paper. It looks awesome. But this is like, this has been soaked in something and then dried. And it's pretty sturdy paper, so it's not like it had a chance of being ruined. But this is a supply ledger for use in one of the bonus adventures. So when I tell them, like, oh, you find a supply ledger, pass them the supply ledger, there you go. Oh, there's another wine label. It was underneath all the other stuff here. So, how's transferring to the actual server go? So far, so good. I will probably need to harass one of you at least. You know, possibly you, because you might be around throughout the day, like we're already talking. So, but to log on and see how that goes. I'm also doing that with my I think I'm doing it with Tomb of Annihilation. I'm gonna harass my brother to try to log on to that later for my Sunday game. Because there's a lot of people in that one. It's like 6 people, and you know, so that's there's some server issues as well, and you know, and I'm not even sure if it's like you know, I mean, my machine the other night, I mean, my upload time was you know, was great. I wasn't having any sort of like connectivity issues, so I mean, it's something, it could be on either end, but I definitely want to give it a try. What's up, Mex? I definitely want to give it a try, putting it on the Forge server, and see if that helps. Hopefully, it will. I mean, even if it's you know, I mean, I've got my Foundry server running on my older Mac, mostly because it has much more RAM. I upgraded the RAM on it, and I figured that would help when I'm running games. So. But with the problems I've been having lately, because it's not just you guys, it makes me think that like maybe this, like, you know, I mean, this is what the Forge is designed to run Foundry games. It's designed to, you know, you just put your information in there. You don't have to install anything. You click a whole bunch of buttons, and you're good to go. So. I'm hoping that it makes it better for everybody. I'm hoping that, you know, whatever servers they are using are nice and robust, and that we will stop any sort of like lagging issues we have. You know, my next step would be trying to figure out like if there's some of the modules that are slowing us down. I mean, I'm not using too many different modules than I had earlier when I wasn't having any sort of problems. So here's a big map. Here's a big battle map. It's even a little bigger than I'm kind of... But, so big battle map. So that's nice. Thank you, Mex. Thanks for the sub. Here's the second floor of the big battle map. That was the first floor. Here's the second floor. Won't open it up all the way because I want to get to the third floor of the big battle map. What are they, like 2 feet by something? Does it say in here? No. They're pretty big. And this is for like, yeah, this is for that bonus adventure. Halvrest Manor, yeah, it's like it's a haunted house thing, and it's like, it's what all those other things were for. Here's it's got a basement map. They're all double-sided. Let's open up this one because we can show you it has a basement level. Oh, let's not. There we go. There's a basement level. And on the other side, we've got the Widow's Walk and Tower. So this is really nice. I definitely, you know, for an impulse buy when I really shouldn't be spending, you know, a couple $100 on stuff when I, you know, I've got other things I should be doing with my money. I definitely don't feel like I threw it away or anything. This is definitely really good stuff. I mean, but I mean, you know, the Beetle and Grimm's is doing very well. People seem to be really pleased, so it didn't feel like a risk when I was doing it. You know, especially for like an impulse buy. It's like if it was an impulse buy of something that I didn't think was going to be, that I was concerned about, I probably wouldn't have, I wouldn't have wasted my time. You know, I would have been like, oh, let's, you know, impulse buys. The Blackmore Family Mill, big battle map. Let's. This is the spirit board for use with the planchette to contact the spirits and other, you know, bad things in the dread domains of Ravenloft. So that's nice. If I decide I'm never going to play on a tabletop again, this is definitely something that I would possibly put in a frame and hang on my wall. It's a very nice. Okay. What do we have here? We have some more cards. What are these? They open? No, they're pretty stiff, so it feels like they would. But I mean, it's just I mean, they're just more artwork cards. Oh, they do open. Okay, yeah. So it's just more artwork. It opens just in a different way. I suppose I could put them on the edges of my DM screen, like hang some of those things over. I could slide this to the side and be like, "Yep, look, that's the herbalist." You know, when I'm setting the scene, which is something I've been trying to do in my games a little more often, since I've been playing so much online. I've been trying to have more scenes as opposed to just like all battle maps, because it used to be I used to play all like Theater of the Mind. And then, like, if we needed it, like, we had bottle caps and stuff, and it's like, if it helped in combat, we would use, like, I'd just draw things on a piece of paper. This is the House of Lament. So, that's a thing. House of Lament. So we're almost done with the really cool stuff. I mean, it's all still going to be really cool. But so we have our pre-gen characters. A human first level cleric named Nebet Ab. And so there's some cool stuff here. It's got a dark gift, so the dude comes with a dark gift. It's got some information on how to role play Nebet Ab. Like, the background stuff. He's a noble. And he's cursed. Wherever you go, death follows like a pestilence. So you got some personality traits. You're easily creeped out by children. And that's the thing about personality traits and things like alignment and stuff like that. I really like using... I don't like the idea of a mandatory, like, you need to have an alignment. And I don't believe that a player character should be stuck in a particular alignment. But I like to use alignments as role-playing tools. For instance, my monk Richten in the Curse of Strahd game I'm playing in, he is lawful good. I mean, he's not a goody two-shoes. Awesome, Mex. Yeah, next time you're able to play with me, I want to hear your character concept. McCrighton, he's not a goody two-shoes, but he always tries to do the right thing. So he's not like necessarily like law-abiding, but he always tries to do the right thing, which is really difficult for him now that he's been bitten by a werewolf, and he's a werewolf. He's very conflicted about this. But, so I'm not saying, like, he does the things he does because I'm lawful good. I mean, I use lawful good as how am I playing Crichton? And, like, I might change that. Like, I mean, he might start getting really depressed because he's a werewolf and he bit his friend. And maybe, I mean, right now, the idea of getting cured in this game, I mean, it's a bleak. My option is bleak. So, I may decide to shift his alignment at some point because it's like, that's the path he's going on. Just like, not everybody stays who they are when life happens to you. Poor Crichton. I feel so bad for him. Cleve, if you're watching, yes. Cleve is one of those DMs who gets his nourishment from the tears of his players. And I don't say that in a bad way. Cleve is a very good DM. Like most of us DMs, he doesn't necessarily think so, but he is. He's a very good DM. And I have regretted like 90% of the decisions my characters have made playing in one of Cleve's games. And and I've had like a blast like every minute of it. Like when we were playing Conspiracy X, my character just was making really bad decisions like all the time because that's who he was. And he's just like, I'm going to do this because that's how I am. And yeah, there are consequences to sometimes to doing things. I make it sound like Cleve is like, just out to get you. He's not. But if you're out to get yourself, I mean, Cleve will allow that. I mean, I could have definitely taken like all of the safe choices with all of my characters in Cleve's games. I could have been like, I'm going to do the safe thing. I'm going to do the thing that seems like it's going to get me in the least amount of trouble. But that wasn't as fun for that character in that Conspiracy X game. I mean, like, I was, it was fun doing things that, like, might not be a good idea. Because my character in that game, he was, like, he wasn't wise to all sorts of, like, government conspiracy kind of things. He was a private eye who got sucked into these things. So he's still got that private eye mindset where some of the characters who are more, like, shadowy government stuff, like, they're just like, oh, I'm handing everybody my business card because that's what my private eye character does, giving everybody my business card. So, Franklin Gravecaller is a reborn barbarian. One of the other Faustina Hasanova is a Dampier rogue. Margaret Swamptooth. My mother's name is Margaret. Her last name is not Swamptooth. She is a Hexblood druid. And so that's cool. I mean, I first saw those two humans, and I was like, oh, I thought they'd maybe do some other things. Here's some smaller battle map. This is actually one you can actually use with your miniatures at the moment, because it looks like the grid is 1 inch. So I can slap this on a table, and you can put your minis on there. This is a map that is not necessarily ready for minis, but it's a nice little map, and I can put it on the other side of my DM screen. And if I needed to, I could draw it on a whiteboard or a piece of paper, like I used to do back in the day when I was talking about how I used to, it was all theater of the mind. But if you need to, you just you whip out a piece of paper, or in later years a dry erase marker. The D&D table at my brother's house, there's a TV in it now, set into it, so that we can use a VTT just for the battle map. We're still rolling dice on it and stuff. We use the VTT for the battle map. People put their miniatures on it. There's a piece of plexi over the TV, so that you can see everything, and we're not marking the TV up. But the original tabletop, my brother and a friend of ours, they did 1 inch, this large 1 inch grid. And when they finished it, I mean, it was like they, whatever lacquer or whatever, I don't know woodworking, man. Whatever they put on it, it was, you could use the dry erase markers, or we could use chalk markers. And I could draw whatever I needed to draw really quick, right on the wood, with the 1 inch grid. And we used that for a while until, until they saw somebody else had put a TV in a tabletop, and they were like, well, we could do that. Thank you. Not quite a beret, but it's like one of those, I got it from Boston Scully. But yeah, it's another impulse buy. What the hell am I doing? I should be saving my money for college or retirement, whichever comes first. Probably retirement. I'll probably go to college after I retire. Here's a tavern, a map of the tavern. And here's a piece of cardboard to help keep these things nice and flat. Yeah, there's still more even after the books. Wow. Okay, so English beret guy. Is that what this is? Is this would this be considered an English beret? As opposed to, no, I'm not even going to say raspberry beret. I just did. Another thing that shows my age. I casually mentioned raspberry beret. This plastic is something else. I mean, not in a bad way. It's protective, but I no longer tear through plastic the way I used to when I was younger. Plastic used to be so easy to get into. There we go. My safety cutter. I use this at work all the time. Not supposed to have knives or actual box cutters on the floor. People do, but I've ordered myself, through work, these safety cutters for cutting up big cardboard boxes that all of your packages come in when they get dropped off at our station. Okay, so here we have this is the actual book of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. As they said, broken up into different books for different things. So book 1 is chapter 1, character creation, and chapter 2, creating domains of dread. It's a soft cover book. It's got, it's just the stuff from the actual hardcover. Here we have chapter 3, domains of Ravenloft. So here are all the some of the domains, because maybe half, because here's another book, Domains of Ravenloft. So they broke that up into 2 separate books for the, different domains. So that's dope. Hey, Ko. And then chapter 4 and 5, Horror Adventures and Monsters of Ravenloft. So this is where, so that's the that's the other stuff that's in the book. So all broken up really neatly. What's, I don't know what I'm saying. Neatly. So I mean, like, yeah. I mean, one of the cool things about that too is like, you know, I don't need to share a book with a player if they want to look up some character creation stuff and we're at the table together. I can be like, yeah, take that particular book while I look at monsters to use to terrify you, because that's what I'm about, is terrifying my players. Let's get to the bottom of the box. There's these things back down in here, and it is, oh, so it's like a folder. Okay, so here's a folder. And these are the different symbols. They're probably really hard to see because it's like a dark green on... Let me see. How well can you see that? Can't see them too good. The glare. But, yeah, these are the different symbols you could have chosen when you picked your box. I chose that one with the goat man. I couldn't tell you why. Like I said, barely remember ordering it. These are the maps of the Dread Domains. On the back, it's got their the little symbol for the Dread Domain, but the maps for the Dread Domains themselves. And there's space on the back with that thing where I can make area notes. So it's like if I want to write on these things, I'm not going to write on them. Like, I'm not a collector, like, where, like, all my shit has to be, like, mint in box, but, I'm not going to write on this, you know. I mean, this is where I play D&D most of the time. I got a million composition notebooks for writing notes. And that's the problem, is I've got too many composition notebooks, and I've got Google Docs, and I've got iNotes, and all my notes are scattered. Lamortia. There's Lamortia. My notes are scattered, too many places. I really need to be very concise about where I'm putting my notes and just pick a thing and stick with it so that I'm not... What was that guy's name? I have to go through like 2 composition notebooks, my Google Docs, and, you know, I'll eventually find it in, like, you know, Notepad, what that guy's name was. You know, depending on what kind of game I'm playing at the moment. Barovia. Everybody loves Barovia. It's never sunny in Barovia, is a shirt I've seen and want to buy. So that's what's in the box. What's in the box? That's what's in the box. So that was Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. The unboxing of my impulse buy of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. You can find that at Beetle and Grimm's website. Just look up Beetle and Grimm's, or I can probably just... it's probably beetleandgrims.com, don't you think? I mean, like, I don't know, I have a bookmark somewhere, but... Yeah, beetleandgrims.com. Let's just... We'll go ahead and we'll drop that into chat. That's where I ordered this, and it cost, what the hell did I spend on this impulse buy? What is wrong with me? I tell you. Like I said, I know that the legendary edition of Strahd was like $4.99. That's expensive. Or $3.99, I'm sorry, but like $400. $3.99, that's a lot of money for a D&D thing. But I guarantee you it's probably worth it. If I wind up like with some extra money that I could burn a hole in my pocket, with, I mean, I might do it. This was 185. What the hell's wrong with me? This is $185. My puppy's sleeping. She's dreaming about Ravenloft. She's having a little... She's chasing rabbits through the dread domains. So, yeah, definitely, I believe this was worth it. Absolutely, 100%. So if you have money to use on some sort of crazy impulse buy because you've been working a lot of overtime, man, by all means, I encourage you to do it. You know, it's not my money, right? It's yours. I mean, this was my money, but yeah, let's put this back in the box. We'll get this box closed up. Put the oh, these things. All right, I'll put those back in later. Let's move the t-shirt again. Put this here. Oh man, okay. Yeah, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, thank you guys. Bits and subs, thank you so much. That's how bad you guys want to see an unboxing of the you know, the Curse of Strahd, right? Yeah. But thank you guys. Oh, you guys are awesome. My goodness. You guys are dope. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is me now. Don't watch the first like 15-20 minutes though, because I was muted. So I'm going to have to edit that out and put a little disclaimer like you need to skip ahead 15-20 minutes if you want to hear. I gave a brief rundown of the stuff I talked about, like including the dope hourglass that my brother got me for my birthday, 5-minute timer, dragons and stuff, so that when players are making me crazy, I can give them 5 minutes to stop. The awesome weapon dice I got from my niece and nephew. Yeah, all dope stuff. You're gonna, yeah, you'll just see me, Vex. You're just gonna see me just like. It's shit. Yeah, I should have just waited till I knew someone was in there so they could say I can't hear you, but that's okay. Yes, absolutely for lip readers. And some bad lip sync. Yeah, I would love that. Bad lip sync me, man. I want the bad lip syncs. So, some other stuff I want to talk about. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I am... so I'm moving my Foundry games to the Forge. The Forge... -vtt.com, I think, is the... They are a hosting service for Foundry. My first few months using Foundry I had very little problems. Sure, problems pop up and like there's some lag and stuff, but the past few games I've played on it, things have been getting like pretty bad. And I mean, my computer, it's the same thing I've been using. My connection seems great, so I think it's a combination of just like you know, maybe network congestion, because I mean, like, you know, I'm using my computer as a server. I'm not Bill Gates. I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm not... Insert computer man name here. Not that Jeff Bezos is computer man, but like, you know, he's got the AWS server thing. I mean, like, there you go. And so yeah, I'm checking out this the Forge-VTT. Yeah, we're kind of moving. Yeah, we're gonna move over to the Forge, I think, because I haven't actually run a game on it yet. I'm slowly moving my things over to it. And, you know, luckily, if it's worse than, you know, running it off of my own machine, then, well, I mean, it's still on my machine, and I'll be like, all right, we give up. Everybody just back to the original link. Just click on the original link, and we're back there, and we'll figure it out from there. It could be some of the newer modules. I've been like checking the like forums, and I've been checking the Discord, seeing if anyone's been having any sort of troubles like I'm having, and I haven't really seen anything, especially with the modules I'm using in Foundry. So I haven't really seen a lot of issues or trouble there. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Hopefully, moving to this hosted service will improve the game. Doing things like making my maps smaller file size wise probably will help as well. Like the original keep I did quickly for Orphans and Owlbears when I was like I need this keep map like quick, with the bathroom in it. The file size was huge because I was doing it on my other machine and I hadn't changed like the DPI, and I was like, oh well, yeah, I need to make that smaller. So with less DPI, it should be a smaller file. So that should help. Yeah, you'll be wherever. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I have planned for you too. It's like, I mean, one of the things, especially with games like this, like the homebrew games, is I do a lot of minimal prep with my homebrew games. So I do a lot of prep for different things that could potentially happen because, I don't want to railroad you. It's like, I don't want to be like, well, no, you have to go here because this is what I spent 10 hours doing. So I like to, I've got my ideas and, I mean, sometimes I got to kind of nudge things in a direction. Like if things are going like nowhere, I'll definitely nudge. But, yeah, so it's just like, all right, if they go here, we do this. If we go there, we do that. And then you guys go someplace like I didn't expect, like to the bathroom. Pryler. So yeah, so I've got that pretty much set up, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm ready for whatever happens, but I don't even know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna be. It's gonna be crazy, and even with the Lost Mine of Phandelver, which I'm playing. Let me go to that. I did a thing so that I could talk about these things. I did a thing. All right, so let's start with the Lost Mine of Phandelver, and then we'll move on. All right, so the Lost Mine of Phandelver, yeah. So it's like you can watch that Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific at Twitch.tv, as told by Dice. So. Lost Mine of Phandelver. It's like that's a written adventure. It's the oldest one. I've put some twists on it that haven't happened yet to make things a little more interesting and less like, oh, it's Lost Mine of Phandelver again. But I mean, like, I haven't expected anything these guys have done so far. It's not something I'm just like, oh, whoa, all right. You're hiring people. Okay, yeah, hire people. Dope. Thank you, Pryler. And yes, Max, definitely have your character go to the bathroom. But yeah, so you're hiring people. I need to make up people on the fly, so I make up some people on the fly. Didn't expect, the hiring quite like the way it was. Yes, time to switch things up and become the chaos. Is that switching things up? I mean, you guys are already the chaos. But yes, no, I do know what you mean. Yeah, I'm really, like, hopefully we're all good for Wednesday. I mean, if not, that's cool. We do it another time. But yeah, so anyway, Lost Mine of Phandelver. Check that out Tuesday, because I think we're going to get to the twist. And let me move on to the Orphans. Orphans. What am I doing? I want Orphans, not Frostmaiden. There we go. Orphans and Owlbears, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when we can, because, life happens. So it's like we took, what was it? Was it 80 days was what the chat said between the last couple of sessions? It was like 80 days. Life is rough. We were playing Sundays, which got really bad for me for a while. So we've kind of moved to Wednesdays because Wednesdays seem to be better for me, and I think it's going to work out for everybody else too. So yeah, if you tune in this Wednesday and we're there, we'll see what happens next, because it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be chaos. Yeah, it's gonna be chaos. It was too many. That's the other like really sad thing. Like when you're playing games with people and you don't get together like as often as you'd like to. When you pull up in Foundry, it's like you see the last chat. It tells you how many days and hours ago the last message was in the chat. It was just like, all right, here we are. We're gonna play. Wow, 80 days and 17 hours. Oh man, that was so long ago. So it's sad. That's cool. I'm glad you're playing. Are you guys playing online? Are you streaming it at all, Max? Well, I'm waiting for Max to let me know if he's streaming it. I don't think he is, but I mean, I'm not on Twitch as often as I used to be either. It's like it's all been just work, sleep, work, sleep. That's changing. My hours are going to be changing for the better at work, and once we get some more better help, that's going to give me some more time to do things like session prep and play with my dog. You're not streaming it. Well, if you ever decide to stream it, let me know, and I would love to. I would love to watch. Um, but yeah, so more time is definitely going to be a good thing for all my games, and that brings me to the next thing that like I kind of accidentally revealed, or whatever it is you want to call it. What I did is I'm hoping to possibly run a Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign on a weekly basis on a Friday night. It's not 100%, so it's like this artwork. See the big question mark? I don't know. I really want to play Rime of the Frost Maiden. I was starting it. If you well, right now Wednesdays is my what you call it Orphans and Owlbears night. But if we're not playing Orphans and Owlbears, I will let you know, and I would love to watch on the Discord on weeks where we're not playing. But yeah, I mean, like if you ever want to stream it on Twitch, I could watch them later, unless you move to a different night. Yeah, no, I'd love to. I like watching. I like watching the D&Ds. Ooh, yeah. So maybe if I decide to do this Rime of the Frost Maiden, if Pryler would like to play Rime of the Frost Maiden, and you can watch. Yes, that would be dope. So I don't want to commit to it until I know I can commit to it, because it would be another day of playing D&D, which is not a bad thing at all. But I got to make sure I've still got time during the week to do things like game prep for the Antonine, which is every other week, game prep for Orphans and Owlbears, the minimal amount of game prep I have to do currently for Mine of Fandelver, because it's a pre-written adventure that I'm just twisting. This is also, a pre-written adventure, so really the biggest prep is just knowing what you're about to do. I would love to play. I've never played Call of Cthulhu. I would love to, and I would love to play. I'd love to play Fate, any of the Fate games. Yeah, there'll definitely be bathrooms. If you wanted to play Pryler, Rime of the Frost Maiden, if we decide to do this and you want in, absolutely, and I will make sure there are bathrooms. I will make sure there's a bathroom everywhere you go, because. Oh, like yeah, if you guys want to see the bathroom scene, I mean it's on the it's on the video on demand, here in the Twitch, it's the last stream. Yeah. Oh man, there's definitely a bathroom. There's definitely a bathroom. But yeah, so I would love to. I was running Rime of the Frost Maiden with my brothers on Saturday mornings. And again, I mean, it's just like it's life happens. It's like I'm not a quote unquote serious, role playing game streamer. I'm not like where my games like it's like I got to be on schedule. That would be nice, maybe, but I got work, I got family. So do my players. We've got work, we've got family, we've all got real life things going on. I'm not down on that. I mean, like I'm doing this regular thing with Bacon now again, as told by Dice, and I mean, and that's great. But my own channel, it's a little more loose, and so Rime of the Frost Maiden, I would expect to be a little more structured. Like, let's try to do it every week. But again, same time, same thing, man. It's like shit happens, and sometimes you can't play. And sometimes, sometimes people just have to drop out because of life too. That's what happened with the Legends of the Borderlands with Mex and them. I mean, that was fun. That was going pretty good too. A lot of lycanthropes in that one. Not the players yet. I didn't mean to say yet, but yeah, that was going pretty good. That was a good campaign, and one of these days I'd love to get back into that. There was the campaign I was doing, Asylum, that I had been doing on Tuesday nights with I was doing that with Bacon and Lexi, and Phil, who I was hoping to show like you can be a DM and not cripple people all the time. I don't think Phil watches the stream. Phil, stop crippling your players. That game was terrible. I mean, I was having a good time, but at the same time, I was not having a good time. It was terrible. He crippled me. He crippled me. I was a monk with a broken leg and broken ribs that would take like forever to heal. So it's like when this druid asked us for help, we were like, all of us who were seriously wounded, we were just like, no, like, can't help you. Like, we are broken. So he begrudgingly healed us. And everybody in the world hated us. Everybody. It's like you'd go save a whole bunch of dwarves and they'd be like, fucking humans, I hate you all. You're not a dwarf. I just saved you. Yeah, but did you? All right. It's not a quote, but it could have been, because that game was harsh. Yeah, I mean, you can as a DM, like, you can do, like, some gritty realism type things. But, I mean, if it's not fun, then, I mean, it's not fun. Like, it's got to be fun. Otherwise, like, what am I doing? Why am I sitting here for 3-4 hours, like, not having fun? Just so I can say I play D&D? I'd rather play with my dog than play D&D and not have fun, because my dog is always fun. Even when she's not. I have to give her a bath later. That's not going to be fun. She hates taking a bath. The few times I wish I had a smaller dog, because they're easier to pick up and put into the bathtub. But she is 70 pounds of, I don't want to go into the bathtub. She doesn't fight me, but she's definitely not helping me. It's dead weight. Like, as soon as I pick her up, because she won't come near me because the bathtub's running, like, as soon as I get her and I pick her up, it's just dead weight into the tub. So... yeah, I mean, we have a sort of a structured schedule now, KO, and playing more than one game also. But it's like, I definitely don't want the stress of, like, I don't want anyone to feel stressed if they can't make it. Like, in any of my games, I don't want anyone to feel like, I've had a bad day, or I'm stuck at work, or like work sucks. I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm, that they're screwing something up by not playing. Because we all understand that, like, shit happens. But yeah, I mean, definitely play more than one game. Absolutely. And if we can actually play, like, every week, like, that's dope as well. Because I love playing with you guys, and 80 days is too long. I'm having a lot of fun with the Orphans and Owlbears campaign. I still don't know what Orphans and Owlbears means. And that's kind of why, like, there's, like, an Owlbear keep now. And, like, I guess maybe the half-orc is an orphan. So I suppose we could do something with that. But yeah, I mean, if I decide to do this Rime of the Frost Maiden, if Prowler wants to play and you just want to watch, that's dope. If you both want to play, also dope. I mean, why not? But yeah, I was playing it with my brothers on Saturdays, and again, like life, like we did 3 sessions, and just we're all busy. I mean, my kid doesn't live in the house anymore. I mean, she's got her own apartment and she got married and stuff. But my brothers have got younger kids, although my brother John's younger kids are they're all in their teens and working now. So they said they were able to get me these awesome dice, and because they're like, we have jobs and money. Not that I ever needed a gift from them. All the lovely cards I got over the years were dope. Like, crayon. Awesome. Those kids are just awesome. They're awesome kids. My brother's kids. All my brother's kids are pretty awesome. And when I say all my brothers, I mean the multiple brothers. And all of their kids. And yeah, it's all dope. Oh, I don't know what else. Do I have anything else I might want to talk about? Moving to the Forge, all of my Foundry games. Hopefully that's going to help a lot. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that that's going to be the big help. Hoping to do the Rime of the Frost Maiden with some people. I mean, I'll still play with my brothers on Saturday mornings if we can ever get that worked out again. The Von Richtens, awesome. If you have the money to spend, by all means, it's definitely worth it. Like, I mean, again, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think there was a good chance that it was going to be worth it. Like, even on an impulse buy, but wow, that was pretty impressive. That box is impressive. I probably should go out and donate some plasma or something, like sell my plasma, sell my sperms, sell something, and maybe get that legendary Strahd. Because the Strahd looks dope as hell as well. It even comes with finger puppets. If it's not already sold out, it could be sold out. No, it looks like it's not sold out. Legendary edition of Curse of Strahd, like $399. But it comes with finger puppets. Like, there are 5 finger puppets designed after the Blinsky toys located throughout Barovia in the text. It's got a Taroka deck. I mean, if you've got the money to spend on that, I feel like it's probably worth it. There is going to be a platinum edition of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight is going to be $499 that I'll likely not spend on the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Which is the one coming out this sometime this year, November, maybe November. The silver edition is $175. So, what is going to be in the platinum edition? There is a easy to use booklets, yes. 17 pre-painted WizKids minis, including 2 huge and 3 large minis and all 3 hags. A beautifully printed canvas map of the Feywild land of Prismeer. 10 pulled out color maps, so that's awesome. No, I could... Thank you. I don't need the finger puppets, but yeah, I mean, if somebody happens to find $400, yeah, I mean, hook me up, I'll get the finger puppets. Exclusive DM screen with original art of the Witchlight Carnival in Prismeer. 60 encounter cards like the ones we were looking at before. There's going to be handouts like a life-size unicorn horn, letters, clues, posters, jewelry, unique artifacts, and a player aids plushie of Sir Talavar the Noble Fairy Dragon Knight. It's going to be a big plushie of this. He is a... yeah, it's like a big plushie. He's a fairy dragon with a mustache and a sword. So that's cool, right? I'll say it's cool. But yeah, so they've got cool stuff. The Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. Currently for sale, they also have the silver edition of Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. Maybe I'll get that. Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus is also... that's another silver edition they've got. Silver and Platinum, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. There's a gold edition of Eberron Rising from the Last War. So I guess Von Richten's isn't the first setting book, but it's like the first... I don't know, they said it was the first something. Maybe the first silver edition of a setting book, but Eberron is a setting book. So... that's their first gold edition. And, you know, it's got stuff too. It's got maps. It's got large canvas maps. It's got real dragon shards. It says, well, not really, but they'll fool you. Feather token. And, yeah, there's like bonus. There's all sorts of bonus stuff. So, yeah, definitely it's a buy. And maybe I'll buy it. Devil Made Us Do It RPG. You went into Baldur's Gate? Yeah. I can't wait to check that role-playing game out. I like the idea of a heist role-playing game where like the lies you say come true. That sounds fun. But of course, I mean, yeah, it's not going to be that easy. Like he says, there's a cost and all that other stuff. Otherwise, it's just like, you know, where's the conflict, man? Yeah, I think that's about it. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. And thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the subs and for the bits. You guys are dope. I really appreciate it. If anyone watched the first 20 minutes, like, thanks for reading my lips because Dummy forgot to unmute himself. I'll have to edit that out later. Thanks for dealing with the fact that I misspelled Von Richten in the title. I don't know if anyone actually had to deal with that. It wasn't. Did it hurt anybody? I mean, other than Von Richten and possibly Matthew Lillard. No, it didn't. It didn't hurt him at all because he was Shaggy, and he's also one of the you know, the people behind Beetle and Grimm's. So hopefully I will see you all on Wednesday for Orphans and Owlbears here on this channel, The Mandalorian. On Tuesday, check us out on As Told by Dice. We're doing The Lost Mine of Phandelver. And I really think, I mean, there's a chance we might not get to the big twist, but there's a good chance we're going to get to the big twist. So definitely check us out then for the big twist. And also because I really want to see where that's going. This is yeah. You can't watch me play Tomb of Annihilation tomorrow because I don't stream that because I want people to think I'm a good DM and that my players aren't a bunch of like insane people. That game really, it literally does make me nuts. It's still fun, but they make me nuts. Like, there's nothing like playing D&D with your family and a couple of friends to make you absolutely insane. Yeah, it's totally different animal than the other games I play with like friends and other members of my family. It's like this one is just like this is Tomb of Annihilation, the train wreck, and it's fun, but it is a train wreck. You'll fight me. Thank you, KO. But don't fight me, please. I'm not a fighter. I'm a dancer. Sorta. I like to dance. I'm not a good dancer at all. But I do like to dance. I like to dance at weddings. I like to dance at parties. Sometimes I dance at work when I've got my music on. And man, dance like no one's watching. I mean, because they are, and they're making fun of you. But dance like no one's watching anyway. That's what I get. But all right, everybody, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to go. This is like what I do at my brother's house. Like, anytime I'm over there, I'm just like, all right, I'm going to go. And then I stand there for like an hour, like, you know, still talking, like waiting to get to the bathroom. And I'm just like, maybe I should just go to the bathroom here, but that's just going to keep me here longer. And, you know, this is what I do at work when I get out early. I stand there for half an hour talking to my coworkers who I've been talking to all day, and I can't wait to get out of work. This is what I do. This is my thing. I'm afraid of letting go. I'm afraid of letting go. But I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to finish some prep work for the games coming up, and I'm going to finish moving things over to the Forge, and hopefully that's going to work out so much better for everybody. Fingers crossed. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.